Hey, we're on. Thank you, Claire. Cheers, Vanessa. Today, Thursday, 13th of September 2018, and live till 5. It's the big show. Steve Wright in the afternoon. Hello, then.
Steve Wright in the afternoon. Now playing everywhere.
Because you know I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, bass. Yeah, it's pretty clear. I ain't no size 2, but I can shake it like I'm supposed to do. 'Cause I got that boom boom that all the boys chasing, all the right junk in all the right places. I see the magazines working out Photoshop. We know that ain't real. Come on now, make it stop. If you got beauty, just raise them up. 'Cause every inch of you is perfect from the bottom to the top. Yeah, my mama, she told me don't worry about your size. She says boys like a little more booty to hold at night. And no, I won't be no stick figure silicone Barbie doll. So if that's what you're into, then go ahead and move along. Because you know I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, Hey, I'm bringing booty back. Go ahead and tell them skinny black. No, I'm just playing. I know y'all think you're fat, but I'm here to tell you every inch of you is perfect from the bottom to the top. Yeah, my mama, she told me don't worry about your size. She says boys like a little more booty to hold at night. And no, I won't be no stick figure silicone Barbie doll. So if that's what you're into, then go ahead and move along. Because you know I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass,
Bass.
I'm all about that bass, no trouble.
That's a good starter, isn't it? Megan Trainor, all about the bass.
You know I'm all about that bass, no trouble.
How you doing? How's your life today? You can email us, steve.wright@bbc.co.uk. You can text 88291, please. Or you can tweet us at BBC Radio 2, should you need a shout-out. Thursday afternoon, which means tomorrow's Friday, and that's serious jocking. Oh, yeah. Here's the hands up. Hands up for losing your keys and finding them again. Yeah! Where were they? I know. In the kitchen with the knives and forks. Ridiculous. Hands up for Joanna Lumley getting the Rose D'Or Award. Jo Lumley, we love her. And hands up if you've recently paid off a debt. Yeah? Excellent.
But you're late. I wait around and then I run to the door. I can't take anymore. It's not you. me know. Although you untrue, I'm attracted to you all the more. Why do I need you so? Baby, baby, try to find a little time and I'll make you happy. I'll be home, I'll be beside the phone waiting for you. Why do you build me up, buttercup, baby, just to let me down? And mess me around, and then worst of all, you never call, baby, when you say you will. But I love you still, I need you more than anyone, darling. You know that I have from the start.
About 5 years ago, you would always hear that in all the films.
Break my heart.
All the rom-coms used to use it. Foundations, build me up, Buttercup, Mr. Prez.
Hi, this is Trump. Steve, you got any Cardi B or Offset?
Later.
Steve Wright in the afternoon, yeah. BBC Radio 2.
Well, unexpectedly, we have quite a nice day here in London and the southeast. The forecast says some rain or showers for most of Scotland and Northern Ireland, mainly dry for England and Wales, and even some sunshine for the south of England. 19C in Norwich. Tonight, showers continuing and moving down across northwest England. Cloudy with showers of rain for many places. Lights on sunset tonight. Edinburgh 7:36 and Belfast 7:46. Cardiff 7:32 and London 7:20.
If you want, and it is a big if you want to contact, which is basically us saying, please contact Steve Wright in the afternoon. Email, no ifs, ands, or buts. We've ditched the if. It's you're going to contact Steve Wright in the afternoon. Please email him at steve.wright@bbc.co.uk. Text 88291 or tweet at BBC Radio 2. If and or but, choose them all. Do it.
BBC Radio 2.
Big show on the air. Kirsty McCall walking down Madison.
Walking down Madison, I swear I never had a gun. No one ever shot no one, I was only having fun. Walking down Madison, swear I never had a gun. I was philosophizing some, checking out the bums. See, you give them your nickels, your pennies and dimes, but you can't give them up in these mercenary times. Oh no. And you feel real guilty by the coat on your back and the sandwich you had. Oh no. From an uptown apartment to a night on the A train, it's not that far. From the sharks in the penthouse to the rats in the basement, it's not that far. To the back lady frozen asleep in the park. Oh no, it's not that far.
Would you like to see some more?
I can show you if you'd like to. Walking down Madison, I swear I never had a gun. No one ever shot no one, wouldn't do it just for fun. Walking down Madison, trying to keep my head screwed on. I was philosophizing some, checking out the nuns. When you get to the corner, don't look at those freaks. Keep your head down low and stay quick on your feet. Oh yeah. The beaming boy from Harlem with the Air Force coat. The ones who died, the ones who tried, the ones that sit and gloat. From an uptown apartment to a night on the A train, it's not that far. From the sharks in the penthouse to the rats in the basement, it's not that far.
doesn't affect you. The held out hand that you pay no respect to. Nickels and dimes won't even buy your guilt. Another wine or dead, burnt to death in his book. It's a cardboard city, newspaper metropolis. This is some time cold fall. Keep on top of as the authorities come. Hatching up a display. Do they solve the problem? No, they move them away. Burn the vicious circle of no fix the bowl. The social won't pay them the money they owe. When you got no money, you can't pay the rent. Hypothermia kills cause the system is down.
From an uptown apartment to a night on the A train, it's not that far. From the shops in the penthouse to the rats in the basement, it's not that far.
Oh, the late Kirsty MacColl, Walking Down Madison. That was 1991. So much ahead of its time in every way. 2:15, Radio 2. Email steve.wright@bbc.co.uk. Text 88291. Tweet us at BBC Radio 2.
From an uptown apartment to a night on the A train, it's not that far. From the shops in the penthouse to the rats.
Oh, that was ace.
When a multi-platinum selling rock legend asks you round to his... I'm very intrigued about your barn.
It is as it sounds, just a barn.
It just sounds so cool.
It's like down there anytime.
I'd love to come and hang out. What an invite that is. Well, it would be rude to say no.
The Chris Evans Breakfast Show.
Fridays on The Breakfast Show are always jam-packed, but this week it's a very special one. We'll be live from Paul Weller's actual studio. The man himself will be playing us some of his brand new music. Plus, we'll be joined there by Ray Winston and Charlotte Riley.
The Chris Evans Breakfast Show, live at Paul Weller's.
Friday morning from 6:30 on BBC Radio 2.
Awesome.
If you want to contact Steve Wright in the afternoon, email steve.wright@bbc.co.uk. Text 88291 or tweet at BBC Radio 2.
BBC Radio 2.
Súbeme la radio. Sunshine in the rain. In the mind is the pain. They on me out like stain. Yeah, yeah. Súbeme la radio, que esta es mi canción. Siente el bajo que va subiendo. Time we heal it, but now we feel it. Turn up the music and run pain away. Súbeme la radio, que esta es mi canción. Siente el bajo que va subiendo. Tráeme el alcohol que quita el dolor. Hoy vamos a juntar la luna y el sol. I wanted you forever. Don't act like you don't feel it. I should've loved you better, but I still can't believe it. It's killing me that you're gone. How the hell do I move on? I'm drinking from this bottle, cause I can take it no more. Alright then girl, yo. Right fall on my arm, ways I feel up. Right baby girl, come and look me, now see your face. Remember the days when we would blaze and everything was amazing. Súbeme la radio, que esta es mi canción. Siente el bajo que va subiendo. Time will heal it, but now we feel it. Turn up the music and run pain away. Súbeme la radio, que esta es mi canción. Siente el bajo que va subiendo. Tráeme el alcohol que quita el dolor. Hoy vamos a juntar la luna y el sol. My body on your body, my heart against your heart. But when I go to touch it, I just wake up in the dark. You gotta know that I miss you. I can never forget you. Girl, I know I gotta let go, but I wish that I was with you. Súbeme la radio, que esta es mi canción. Siente el bajo que va subiendo. Time will heal it, but now we feel it. Turn up the music and run pain away. Súbeme la radio, que esta es mi canción. Siente el bajo que va subiendo. Tráeme el
Step on me hard like saying, yeah, yeah. Súbeme la radio.
Unmistakable.
Hi, this is Trump. I was reading a book, The History of Glue. I couldn't put it down.
You just don't understand. Girl, you've been charging by the hour for your love. I'll try to show how much I love you. Still believing in romance. You're taking way too many chances.
You say what's in the show? I'll tell you. Dr. Maggie Adarin Pocock today from The Sky at Night discussing her book about the moon. We love her. Also Matthew Good, one of the stars of the new drama. It's on Sky One, I believe. It's a series, Discovery of Witches. And of course he was in The Crown and Downton Abbey. Dr. Hilary Jones, the surgery will open for the autumn. The subjects include flu and colds and feet and hair loss, amongst others. Tim Smith, Janie Lee Grace, Bobby Pryor, Claire Runacre, Shabnam Yunus, Jewel, all on the show.
Steve Wright in the afternoon.
And the oldies chosen by Diane Robertson in Wigan.
Just a word about those contact details, crazy boy. Or is it silly boy? Or strange chap? I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm filming Eggheads when the jockin's on, Steve.
Fair enough.
It's Sanjeev Bhaskar. Brilliant in Unforgotten. Don't forget 40footyoufink.org.netty. That was me.
I love my show. It's cute, cuddly. Think of it like you would a small lemur.
Claudia on Sunday.
I'm sensing things are about to get a bit posh around here. Perhaps a bit
spicy. Certainly better dressed. This Sunday, I'll be joined by the iconic fashion designer Victoria Beckham. She's coming to the studio.
There's a knock at the door, and Tom Cruise arrives, and he's standing there in all black, full-on maverick, minus the flying jacket. But then it was a warm day, so we excused him.
Self-effacing, funny, incredibly smiley. She's not who you think she is.
Claudia Winkleman with Victoria Beckham.
Join us this Sunday night from 7 on BBC Radio 2.
Baby, lay on back and relax. Kick your pretty feet up on my dash. No need to go nowhere fast. Let's enjoy right here where we at.
Who knows where this road is supposed to lead? We got nothing but time. As long as you're right here next to me, everything's gonna be alright. If it's meant to be, it'll be, it'll be. Baby, just let it be. If it's meant to be, it'll be, it'll be. Baby, just let it be. So won't you ride with me, ride with me, see where this thing goes. If it's meant to be, it'll be, it'll be. Baby, if it's meant to be.
I don't mean to be so uptight, but my heart's been hurt a couple times by a couple guys that didn't treat me right. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna lie. Cause I'm tired of the fake love. Show me what you're made of. Boy, make me believe.
Whoa, hold up, girl, don't you know you're beautiful? And it's easy to see. If it's meant to be, it'll be, it'll be. Baby, just let it be. If it's meant to be, it'll be, it'll be. Baby, just let it be. So won't you ride with me, ride with me, see where this thing goes. If it's meant to be, it'll be, it'll be. Baby, if it's meant to be. So come on, ride with me, see where this thing goes. So come on, ride with me, baby, if it's meant to be. Maybe we do,
maybe we don't,
maybe we will, maybe we won't. But if it's meant to be, it'll be, it'll be. Baby, just let it be. Sing it, baby. If it's meant to be, it'll be, it'll be. Baby, just let it be. Let's go. So won't you ride with me, see where this thing goes. If it's meant to be, it'll be, it'll be. Baby, if it's meant to be, if it's meant to be,
it'll be.
Bibi Rexha, Florida Georgia Line. Meant to be. I love that. I love it. I love it. Susie Perry and OJ Borge filling in for Joe and Simon, joined by actress Joanna Scanlon. That's tonight at 5, Bob Harris Country at 8. Carte Blanche, Jane Birkin. Tell you about that later. That's at 9.
I've worked in this factory for too long. Can't remember when I last had some time to breathe and be on my own, and to do things just for a laugh. To be a clown, to paint the town where the sunshine can heal my bones. In 5 more days I'll be on my way, where my fantasies will unfold. 'Cause there are 5 more days till summer takes me away. There are 5 more days till summer. 5 more days till summer. 5 more days till summer takes me away. I work on the night shift until the dawn. My whole life has been in the dark. I sleep all day till the moon's in play, like a vampire in a box. Without a sound, no one around, I awaken to feel the cold. To do again just like yesterday, with this emptiness in my soul. But there are 5 more days till summer takes me away. There are 5 more days till summer. 5 more days till summer. 5 more days till summer
is a good song. Steve.Wright at bbc.co.uk, text 88291 and tweet us at BBC Radio 2. Can I get a shout out to my Uncle Scott Stalker listening in Vancouver Island, Canada? Never misses a show. Thank you from Greg in Edinburgh. Steve, just on our way back from Plymouth to Stockport after taking our daughter Steph back to uni. Can you say hi to my hubs, John Fellinger? Tell him he's the best. With love, Anita. Thanks, love the show. And Steve, can you give a shout out to Stephen Carl Graham and Della, working too hard in the water garden? Thank you from Stephen. Janie Lee Grace is here today, along with Tim Smith and myself. Let's take a look at some factoids. Janie, how are you? What you got?
I'm very well, thank you. And human adults breathe about 23,000 times a day.
Good grief. Guys, you might want to retire your razor. Researchers found that the more facial hair a man has, the more mature he seems, the older he looks.
Do you know why bananas have a curved shape to them?
Good question.
What do you mean, why?
Well, there's a particular reason.
Well, it's like saying, why is an apple round? I mean, it just is.
No, it's not just is. Nothing is just is in this world. There's a reason for everything. It's why we walk on 2 feet or 2 legs. You know, it's that kind of thing. Right. It's to do with evolution. Bananas have evolved into a curved shape because when they're growing, they're reaching for the sunlight.
I was just about to say that.
And the more sunlight they get...
But on that note, I was just about to say that, and I thought, no, that can't be true, because by that analogy, everything would be curved, because everything growing is reaching for the sunlight. Everything's not curved.
That's right. That's a very good point.
That's
and
a good point.
You take, say, corn on the cob. That ain't curved, is it?
No.
Factoids.
Hi, this is Jeremy Vine. If you could, Steve, I'd be awfully grateful. And you don't have to. But as you're my friend, I know you might. Play that very nice new Paul Weller single. It really is smashing.
I got the key to my home. I don't need nothing else. I watch the evening sky. Oh, and it's painting itself. There's such colors and shades to help my mind reappraise. Simple beauty unfolds. It struck me deep in my bones. I'm moving on. The moment finally has come. Like a pebble is thrown, so deep and unknown, so deep in me too. This feeling will do that I'm moving
I got love all around. I don't need nothing else.
Here we are looking at some news of the day. The revival of Morrison's has continued as the supermarket sales soared in the first half of the year, but profits slid almost a third to 142 million. Like-for-like sales, excluding fuel and VAT, rose 4.9% for the 6 months to 4th of August, better than the 3% increase for the same period. Second quarter sales were up 6.3%. That's not the case with all supermarkets, though. The Justice Conference is on in Dublin today. The British Dam Society is holding their conference at Swansea Uni. And the Great American RV Show, that's a recreational vehicle, starts in Colorado Springs. 57th Rose d'Or, that's the Golden Rose Awards for Entertainment Television in Berlin. And as I hinted earlier, Joe Lumley is going to get an award there. 10:45 BBC One tonight. Question Time returns. Yes, you at the back. After its summer break, just as the House of Commons and the House of Lords begin their recess for the party conference season. In cinemas today, The Predator. It's the fourth film in the series, which started back in 1987. And the do's on in London include the National Association of Shop Fitters Design Awards. The Tech Awards are also today, the UK Agency Awards, the Forecourt Trader of the Year Awards, and the Prog Awards, celebrating the prog rock scene. They'll be hosted by Al Murray, and Steve Howe from Yes will get the Prog God Award. Michael McIntyre plays Aylesbury. And here is Janie Lee Grace. What you got?
There's a news story here about my beloved Cornwall. Have you seen it? It's about Land's End. And Land's End has got its official apostrophe.
Is that right?
I bet you didn't know if it had one or not, did you?
What does that mean exactly?
Well, it means it's got an apostrophe now between the D and the S. And for years there's been confusion over whether it should or it shouldn't. But not anymore. There was a 90-minute debate on new ward names by Cornwall Council, and they've officially declared that from now on the punctuation mark will come between the D and the S. It's the most westerly point in England, of course. Have you been there?
About maybe 10, 15 years ago, my daughter and I drove there.
Fascinating place, isn't it?
It's amazing.
You really are at the end of the world.
A friend of mine actually owns, or partly owns, one of the hotels at Land's End.
Really? Cool.
Yeah, and it's right up on the hill there looking down. And it's a great place. I mean, I found it a bit frightening, actually, those rocks and everything.
It's a very slightly odd, slightly spooky place. So you went knowing that you are literally right at the very bottom of the country is a slightly odd feeling. Anyway, from now on, because apparently if you type Land's End into Google, it straight away asks you, do you mean Land's End without any apostrophe? But that's got to change because now it's definite. Don't forget, apostrophe between the D and the S.
We actually went by car to Land's End. A lot of people go by train and then car. But we went by car, and unbelievably, remember you're going to the end, right? So you're just going to the end. How we got lost, I do not know. We actually got lost.
You can take detours.
Well, you can veer off to the left or the right.
You can veer off to Senan Cove. That's a very nice
that's
beach
lovely.
there, yeah.
And St. Just,
you got there in the end, though, didn't you?
Yeah, I got there in the end. It's a great place, as you say, Janie. It's a lovely place. And good afternoon if you're listening and you live around Land's End. It's brilliant. What you got, Tim?
Leaving electrical appliances on standby is one of the most common ways we waste money. We all do that, surely. More than a third of us fail to turn appliances off, adding up to £30 a year to bills. A quarter boil too much water in the kettle, costing up to £35 a year, and nearly a fifth think keeping the tap running while washing up is the cheapest option. Clearly, that's not the cheapest option because you're running up your water bill.
What does it say about Wi-Fi? Anything?
No, it doesn't say about Wi-Fi, but presumably, I mean, I keep my Wi-Fi on all the time.
So
that's
does everybody.
well, that's the same as keeping something on standby, isn't
I
it?
don't. I absolutely turn it off at night. You don't want your Wi-Fi on at night. Turn it off.
Really?
Yeah, get some rest. Turn it off.
Okay. You're on the big show.
Now if you feel that you can't go on because all of your hope is gone and your life is filled with much confusion until happiness is just an illusion and the world around is crumbling down, darling, come on girl, reach on out for me, reach out for me. Just look over your shoulder. I'll be there to give you all the love you need. And I'll
Just look over your shoulder.
be there.
It's a gnat.
BBC Radio 2.
Here's Bobby.
Steve, thank you. M6 long queue southbound, queuing from 26 down to 20 for the limb interchange. There was an accident earlier past 21, then a breakdown towards 20 with the M56. All have cleared out of the way. In fact, the first accident's been gone for over an hour, but delays still back to junction 26. Knock-on effect on surrounding routes as well. Now, the M67 eastbound, 3 to 4 through to Mottram from the high turn-off. There's been an accident on the eastbound route, so one lane is shut. Problems for the M40 northbound, 15 to 16. We've still got this big queue on the northbound side because two lanes are closed with an accident between the Warwick turn and the Henley in Arden turn, taking about half an hour to get through. Just had a call for someone who's just got through there and saying, look, it's like an extra 30 minutes. So at the moment, if you're at the back of the queue, that's what it might take you. Problems for the M1. Now, the M1 northbound at the bottom, 8 to 9. Up from Hemel Hempstead through to Redbourne. Accident there and two lanes are shut. Just look at the A1M as well if you're heading up from the M25. That looks very heavy on the northbound side. It might be traffic just trying to avoid the problems on the M1. Couldn't see any incidents or accidents there. The latest on the M25 anti-clockwise, there's flooding at the Dartford Tunnel, and that's causing queues back to junction 3 for the M20 if you're approaching the Dartford Tunnel at the moment. That's the reason why those lane closures will remain closed until they can move the flooding out of the way. The A249 Dutling Hill still closed northbound from the M20 at junction 7 to the M2 at junction 5. You can go the other way, so if you're on the A2 you can get to Maidstone down the hill. Having said that, there's a lot of congestion affecting both those junctions, so you're still going to get caught up in it. And then finally to the M5, southbound is still closed 24 to 25 down to Taunton following the earlier accident. The queue now is worse, it's back to 22 at Burnham-on-Sea. Back with another one for you in 40 minutes.
Singing Only Fools Rush In. Only Fools Rush In. Sophie Ellis-Bextor, Love Is You.
Love is you.
It's a good song, that. Sounds awfully familiar. Here's Katy Perry.
This was never the way I planned, not my intention. Soft skin, red lips, so kissable. Hard to resist, so touchable. Too good to deny it. Ain't no big deal, it's innocent. I kissed a girl and I liked it. The taste of her cherry chapstick. I kissed a girl just to try it. I hope my boyfriend don't mind it. It felt so wrong, it felt so right. Don't mean I'm in love tonight. I kissed a girl and I liked it.
BBC Radio 2, this is The Big Show. When we were doing the birthdays earlier, we forgot to say happy birthday to our friend Niall Horan. He's only 25.
It was mad, but we were so emotionally involved in it. We were just so in the moment. We're just having the time of our lives. Everything just blew us away, no matter what it was. Like, you're talking, it's 2017, so like it was 2010.
So
like,
7 years.
7 years later on, October or whatever it was. So it's been a long time, but it was so fun, and I can't wait to do it again.
So we're talking tours, hit singles, hit albums, America, Australia, I mean, you name it, around the world. Biggest band in the world.
Well, thank you.
True.
You know, it's crazy.
Indeed they were. People
That.
who use online dating sites have come across a new classification. Sapiosexual. What is it? Sapiosexual denotes a person of discerning taste. Nothing to do with sex at all. Discerning taste who values good conversation and intelligence over superficial things such as looks or career. Basically, if you label yourself as sapiosexual, you just want to date someone with smarts, regardless of how they look or what they do for a living.
What are you looking at me like that for?
Well, I just go, because that's you, isn't it?
I actually disagree with some of that, because pursuing a career that you really love or you really want and that's going to make life perhaps better for you or easier for you, that's not superficial. Yeah, the thing about looks is obvious. We all know that. But pursuing a career, I don't think that's superficial.
Well,
if you're dedicated to it and it's what you want to do.
Do you think people's careers make them attractive? Or more attractive?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes you can look at somebody and think, well, they do that. That makes them attractive, yeah. That isn't a superficial sense, though.
No. Here's Janie, look.
This is really interesting. The title is Fungus That Eats Plastic and Could Help Clean Up Our Oceans. This is a fungus they've found that could help clear up rubbish polluting the world's oceans. It's a study by the Royal Botanic Gardens in Kew, and they've said that this species found in a rubbish tip in Pakistan produces an enzyme that can break down plastic in weeks rather than in hundreds of years. Wow. That is amazing.
That is amazing.
So experts are now looking more closely at how it works before considering whether it can be adapted to degrade a wider range of plastics and produce to commercial qualities. So how amazing would that be?
It's
if you can
just great.
actually use something from a rubbish tip to help degrade other rubbish.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Free data roaming will continue even if the UK leaves the EU without a deal, the Brexit Secretary has promised today. Profits at John Lewis partnership have fallen to almost zero in the first half of the year as its department store matched discounting extravaganza days by rivals. The world isn't ready to deal with another financial crisis, as you heard. Former Prime Minister Gordon Brown has told the BBC. 6 million row with neighbours over the bins. It was a headline earlier in the papers. Yeah, that's possible, isn't it?
It's possible, yeah. I don't want to say too much in case the neighbours are listening, but occasionally they seem to leave their bins out a little bit later after they've been collected and emptied. So sometimes, just to help out, to be nice, and because I can't stand the sight of them out on the road, I bring them in for them.
Oh, that's good. So you're talking about leaving the rubbish out at the wrong time or leaving the stuff that needs to be recycled?
You put your plastic bins out, don't you? They get emptied, and sometimes they leave them out rather than bringing them back behind their house.
Yeah. Well, I live in this borough where we're sitting now, borough of Westminster, and I have to say...
You're all right, Jack.
They're very good.
I know. I think I'm going to bring my kit down to you to be recycled.
Do you know what day my brown bin goes out, though? Because I can't figure that out.
Tuesday.
Is it Tuesday?
Yeah,
you
your
sure
brown
it's
bin.
Tuesday?
Yeah,
What about the blue and the other one then?
Blue, that's Wednesday.
Okay, thanks.
And you're a Swindon area, right?
No, Oxford.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Little Richard recorded a sanitised version of Tutti Frutti this day, 1955. So I guess the original must have been Rude or something like that. Who was, Tim? Claudette Colbert?
I believe she was an American actress of the 1940s and 50s.
No,
possibly?
French.
Yes, she was French. Absolutely right, Janie. 1905. A French-born film movie star who's one of Hollywood's most versatile light actresses. Roald Dahl, and Tim.
Very famous author, writer, journalist. Yes.
Great museum he's got in Buckinghamshire. It's really cool.
And among the stuff he wrote, of course, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Yeah, Big Friendly Giant.
Matilda.
BFG, yeah, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. In fact, the 8-year-old, they're doing a whole season of projects on Roald Dahl this term, so it's great.
We were lucky enough to interview him one time, and he was just a sweetheart, wasn't he?
He was a very unique individual as well, wasn't he?
He was great. Looking at some telly tonight. Press. This is the second show of 6. And tonight's episode is called Pure, I think. And the newspaper is The Post, isn't it?
Yeah. Saw that last week. Really, really good. It's about 2 newspapers. It's about a broadsheet and a tabloid and how they operate, how they go about collecting the news, obviously in very different ways.
Yeah.
And some scheming going on. Some good actors in that. And also, did you see the thing last night, Trust, about John Paul Getty?
You know, I meant to watch that, but I got so tired, I think I just went to sleep.
Well, watch it on catch-up. That was excellent as well. Donald Sutherland's
brilliant in it.
He is brilliant in it, yeah.
I saw the trailer and I thought, wow, that looks powerful.
I tell you what, that was a life interestingly lived, wasn't it? John Paul Getty.
Yeah.
Blimey.
We got Dr. Maggie Aderin Pocock later from The Sky at Night. Matthew Good, one of the stars of the new drama series, A Discovery of Witches. Of course, Matthew was in The Crown and Downton. And Dr. Hilary Jones, yes, the surgery will be open. And the subjects could include flu jabs, colds, feet, and hair loss. Tim.
I am a poet in New York City. You can see your face in my shoes. I'm young and I'm alive. I've got nothing to lose. A dream, a book, a lie, a kiss. There's so much to resist, and then I find you. I am fire, you are water. Nothing we can do. I walk into the room and light your fuse. Love is revolution, war and famine too. Feel the hunger in your heart. Let somebody love you. Let somebody love you. Now I'm in the wilderness, somewhere in the heart of Spain. You flights it up with a smile, said sing it again. A dream, a book, a lie, a kiss. So much to resist, and then I find you. I am fire, you are water. Nothing we can do. I walk into the room and light your fuse. Love is revolution, war and famine too. Feel the hunger in your heart. Let somebody love you. Let somebody love you. Live under record, a boy or a girl in your hand. Could it be something I did or something you said? Live under record, a boy or a girl in your hand. When the 2 sevens come together, I'm gonna love you forever and ever. I'm fire, you are water. Nothing we can do. Love is revolution, war and famine too. Feel the hunger in your heart. Let somebody love you. Let somebody love you.
DJ, singer, songwriter, legend, Boy George, Culture Club. Let somebody love you.
Alive, a book or a kiss. So much to resist, yeah. Gotta let someone love you.
That's so nice, isn't it? Good afternoon. Diane Robertson in Wigan will pick the non-stop oldies after the news.
BBC News at 3 o'clock. This is Claire Ronacres. Two men who say they're the suspects in the Salisbury nerve agent poisoning have told the state broadcaster Russia Today that they've been wrongly accused and were just in the city as tourists. Alexander Petrov and Ruslan Bashirov claimed to be the victims of a fantastical coincidence. Dr. Andrew Foxall from the foreign policy think tank the Henry Jackson Society said the Russians' excuses were ridiculous.
I think what we've seen is a theatre of the absurd, frankly laughable. If they were really tourists in Salisbury, why stay in Bow in East London? They go to Salisbury but have put off visiting the cathedral because of very little snow melt or slush that's left on the ground there. As I say, I think it's frankly laughable.
A Romanian tourist has described how he almost jumped in the Thames after last year's Westminster Bridge attack in his frantic search for his girlfriend. An inquest into the death of 31-year-old Andrea Christia heard how she had stopped to take a photograph of the London Eye moments before a car drove into her. Helena Lee was at the Old Bailey.
Andre Bernaz described hearing crashing noises and people screaming before seeing the car in front of him and his girlfriend. Everything was very quick, he said. He told the court he next felt a burning sensation on his leg. After Masood's car passed, he described how he frantically searched for Andrea Christia, but couldn't find her. He did find her glasses and phone in a pool of blood. Another witness, Michael Brown, who had been driving his van across the bridge, described the scene as carnage. Mr. Brown wept when the barrister representing the families thanked him for his efforts to help.
President Trump has claimed the estimate that 3,000 people died in hurricanes in Puerto Rico last year was artificially inflated to make him look bad. He suggested that older people who would have died anyway from natural causes had been added to the list. The Cabinet's been meeting to discuss preparations for a no-deal Brexit. The Brexit Secretary, Dominic Raab, warned that Britain could refuse to pay some of the £40 billion divorce bill in the unlikely event that negotiations fell apart. The Eurosceptic former Northern Ireland Secretary, Theresa Villiers, supports this approach.
I think it was sensible of Dominic to make that point. That's kind of always been the case, but I think it is important to ensure that the EU are well aware that we don't feel bound to pay that $38 billion in all circumstances. That depends on getting an agreement, and getting an agreement obviously depends on the European Union choosing to take a rational and reasonable approach.
A leaked letter from Network Rail to the Transport Secretary has warned that the proposed £3 billion upgrade to the Transpennine route linking York, Leeds and Manchester can only be delivered by causing considerable upset to passengers. It says it would take at least 5 years to complete the work. A final decision on the upgrade hasn't yet been made. BBC News at 3 are next at 4.
Thanks, Claire. Stand by now for the non-stop oldies on Radio 2.
88 to 91 FM. BBC Radio 2.
Live till 5. Steve Wright in the afternoon.
Brought to you daily by Steve Wright in the afternoon.
And you can dance for inspiration. Come on, come on, come on. I'm waiting.
to the groove, part of the non-stop oldies on Radio 2. So is Rod Stewart and Baby Jane. That the other day. Rod Stewart Auction. There's Baby Jane Rod. These oldies chosen by Diane Robinson in Wigan. Hello, Steve. Hello, Diane. I'm 38 years old and I'm married to Phil. We've been married for 12 years this year, but together for 18. Coming up to my 11th year of being an accounts manager for a local house building company. I enjoy going to the gym, listening to music, watching movies and socialising with friends. I also spend a lot of time with my parents, and I've got 2 sisters, 2 brothers and lots of nieces and nephews. You could say I'm also a shopaholic or a chocoholic, and I'll never say no to a cup of tea or a slice of cake. I think that's true of most people. I do like music from all decades, but my favourite has to be the 80s. Listen to your show every afternoon at work, and every day I've thought about what songs I would pick for the oldies. Well, here they are. Lonnie Gordon now. Happening, no G, all over again. Is brilliant. That's an old PWL thing, and it sounds to me like they might have used part of the backing track to the Donna Summer hit that they had, which was This Time It's For Real, something like that. That's Lonnie Gordon, Happening all over again. 3:16 on the non-stop oldies. Diane Robertson in Wigan is picking them. Coming next, Hold the Line, Toto. are great. We were trying to work out the other day why this feature is so popular, and of course it's because each song brings back a particular memory. You know exactly where you were and what you were doing at the time. It's Toto and Hold the Line. These songs chosen by Diane Robertson in Wigan. It's just a silly phase I'm going through.
I'm not in love, so don't forget it. It's just a silly phase I'm going through. And just because I call you up, don't get me wrong, don't think you got it made. I'm not in love, no, no. It's I'd like to see you, but then again, that doesn't mean you mean that much to me. So if I call you, don't make a fuss. Don't tell your friends about the two of us. I'm not in love, no, no.
Be quiet, big boys don't cry. 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 Big boys don't cry.
I keep your picture up on the wall. It hides a nasty stain that's lying there. So don't you ask me to give it back. I know you know it doesn't mean that much to me. I'm not in love, no, no. Ooh, you wait a long time for me. Ooh, you wait a long time. I'm not in love.
I'm Not in Love, 10cc. It's a perfect song apart from the dodgy edit at the end. And these are the non-stop oldies chosen by Diane Robertson. Coming on soon, Dr. Hilary Jones. The surgery will open and subjects might include flu and colds and feet and hair loss. Later, Matthew Good, one of the stars of the new Sky One drama. It's a series, A Discovery of Witches. And Dr. Maggie Adarin Pocock from the Sky at Night. We love her discussing a book about the moon. All coming up.
For hundreds of years, brass has been part of the musical landscape. But there's more to it than you might think. Join acclaimed jazz musician James Morrison.
For the brassiest selection of music here on BBC Radio 2. Anything goes. Big bands, jazz, funk, pop, street bands and brass bands sit side by side. All played on a combination of trumpets, trombones, horns, cornets, tubas and sousaphones. If you like your music big, bold and brassy, join me, James Morrison, for my new series, Top Brass.
Tuesday night from 9.
Oh, yeah. Brass doing some Jay-Z, I love it.
It's Steve Wright in the afternoon. Back to back, it's hit after hit, the non-stop oldies every day.
We've already said
Since you gotta go, oh, you better go now. Go now, go now, go now. Before you see me cry, I don't want you to tell me just what you intend to do now. 'Cause how many times I have to tell you, darling, darling, I'm still in love with you now. We've already said so long. I don't wanna see you go. Oh, you better go now. Go now, go now, go now. Don't you even try. Telling me that you really don't want me to end this way. Cause darling, darling, can't you see I want you to stay? Since you gotta go, oh, you better go now. Go now, go now, go now.
That is a wonderfully distorted oldie.
Before you see me cry.
Willie Blues and Go Now, coming up on 3:28. Steve, can you give a shout out to the birthday girl? That's Sophie Brooks in Chester, who's trying to look busy, but everyone knows different. 35 today. Thank you, Stevie. That's our pleasure. Shout for Nick trucking from Birmingham to Blackpool. Thank you. Steve, Paddy Esther and John Wiggins on our way to Taft's top table dinner at HMS Neptune. Woo! What else? This says, I grew up listening to the big show when I got home from school. My mum always had it playing at home. Now I'm a university student in the USA, and the time difference means I get to listen to it before I go to school. It's great to have a little bit of home with me over here. I just wanted to thank you for your show and to thank my mum for introducing me to your show from a young age. Love you, Mum. From Ethan in Utah, USA. Another one from the USA, listening in New York. It's David Miller at the Bay City Metering, 247 West 37th Street. Hello. Afternoon, Steve. Love listening to you. Great show, by the way. That's from Charlie McCormick. And please give Debbie and Tom a big shout out. We're busy reslating our roof in Brittany, France, trying to stay ahead of the weather, and your show is keeping us going. Thank you from Tom and Debbie.
We invite you to a night of celebration dedicated to the human voice. You can hear the BBC Concert Orchestra and the 1,000-strong Some Voices Choir with a broad spectrum of music acts. From the soprano of Carly Powley to the rock vocals of Harry Day-Lewis with Roxy Music's Andy Mackay and Phil Manzanera.
Friday night is Music Night presents BBC Music Day. Hosted by me, Angelica Bell, live at the Troxy in London on the 28th of September. To find out how to buy your tickets, visit the Radio 2 website.
That's right. Yeah, thank you. The Bank of England has left interest rates on hold at 0.75%, as expected after last month's increase. UK drivers may have to get an international driving permit if they want to drive in European countries after a no-deal Brexit. The government says that after March 2019, your driving licence may no longer be valid by itself in the EU in its latest no-deal planning papers. Drinks giant Coca-Cola has agreed its biggest UK sponsorship deal by becoming Premier League football's seventh and final commercial partner. It'll become the official soft drink partner of the league, joining other sponsors Barclays, Carling, Cadbury, Nike, Tag Heuer and EA Sports. Now you're up to date. Here's Bobby with the traffic. What you got?
Thank you, Steve. First of all, M8 on the eastbound side at Hart Hill Services, there's been an accident, so there is one lane shut at the moment. The M18 northbound at junction 6 for Thorn on the exit Slit Road, so going off onto the A614, there's an accident. You can just squeeze past it though. M67 eastbound 3 to 4 at Mottram, there was an accident there. That's now been cleared out of the way. M6 is very slow on the southbound side through junctions 22 to 21A to the M62, and then again there's another queue from 20 Lim through 19 for Knutsford, but that big queue is much more broken up now. To the M40 on the northbound side, 15 to 16, all lanes are open following that earlier accident. They did have to hold the traffic for a while, so it left a really long queue. There's a couple of miles slow moving traffic still going through, but it's so much better. M6 heading south 10 to 9 at Wednesbury, we had an accident there and one lane was closed. It's all open now though. The M1 on the northbound side, now if you're heading north, we've got queues between 6A, the M25 through to 8 at Hemel Hempstead. This is following a breakdown. There was also an accident northbound between 8 and 9. We've still got a lane closed because of that, so if you're heading up there really from the M25, you've got about 40 minutes of delays on that northbound route, but you can get through. That's the only bit of good news. M25 anti-clockwise, the Dartford Tunnel, one of the bores is closed. Now it's the Torlup bore that's closed, and that's because of some flooding. We said 2 lanes, but it's actually one of the tunnels, so that's causing big queues back to 3, the M20, and queues on surrounding routes as well. M5 southbound 24 to 25 are still shut following the earlier accident, and the 249 at Detling Hill remains closed. Northbound M20 junction 7 to the M2 at junction 5, northbound shut. Southbound is open, but there's congestion around the junctions. Back with another one, 25 minutes.
Thank you to Bobster. Some rain or showers for most of Scotland and Northern Ireland. Mainly dry for England and Wales. There's some sunshine for the south of England. A high of 19, that's in Norwich. And then tomorrow, Friday, some rain. In fact, maybe rain more or less, in many places. Let's say that.
Hi, Steve. It's your friend and colleague, Jeremy Vine here. Might have a question for you. Love Island. I wonder when it's coming back. I could do it, along with Ken Bruce. We've got the bodies, because remember, my head's been turned. I've no wish to be mugged off, but I could easily crack on. And I know Ken could too. And I'm living it and enlarging it. Yeah. Email me if you think I could enter the next Love Island at jeremyvine.hunk.
Cupid don't love me like he used to do, 'cause I'm broken hearted way too soon. I let my guard down, the devil's gone and left me a bruise. Rocks at the bottom when I try again. Romeo still lives in my head. Thought I would settle down when happy ever after had been said. 6, 5, 4, 3. Too many times I wish I never cared. Been torn and twisted, oh I swear. Too many nights crying that it's not fair. If I get hurt again, I need a lifetime to repair. I need a lifetime to repair. I need a lifetime to repair. They told me stories and they got me good. Who's saying fairy tales aren't true? If he saves me from the dragon, well, for that loving I'll be a fool. 6, 5, 4, 3. Too many times. I wish I never cared. Been torn and twisted, oh I swear. Too many nights. Crying that it's not fair. If I get hurt again, I need a lifetime to repair. They say that love is everywhere, but it's a game of truth or dare. Give me that guarantee and I'll be there. Heaven knows I've tried my best. Now I'm swimming in a sea of loneliness. Wanna take that chance, I wanna say yeah. But too many times I wish I never cared. Been torn and twisted, oh I swear. Too many nights crying that it's not fair. If I get hurt again, I need a lifetime to repair.
The doctor is here. He is here. Dr. Hilary Jones. It's time for the September surgery. A new campaign was announced yesterday, Wednesday, for an enhanced flu jab for the over 65s. The adjuvanted vaccine contains extra ingredients designed to help aged immune systems develop a stronger defense against flu. Good afternoon, and does it work?
Yes, it does work. It'll be much more effective than the vaccine that we used last year. We know that the immune system in the over 65s isn't as strong, doesn't mount as good a response as younger people's immune systems do, so they've added a chemical which will stimulate the immune system further. It's called an adjuvanted vaccine.
Easy for you to say.
Easy for me to say, indeed. And this should give them added protection.
Do you advise the flu jab for everybody? Is there anybody that you don't advise it for?
There are definitely people that should have it. Let's put it that way. It's being offered to 20 million people this year because we know that it was responsible and contributed to the deaths of 15,000 people last winter.
The flu was?
Flu. And we know that some people are more vulnerable. Pregnant women, particularly, the over 65s, people with pre-existing health conditions like asthma, other respiratory diseases, chronic obstructive airways disease, heart disease, liver, kidney disease. Health workers should have the jab because they're on the front line. They need to be protected and they need to be prevented from passing their germs on to their patients. And young children who excrete more of the virus than adults, they will be included, and there will be more children included this year into the older age group. So it's all good news, and whilst it won't give 100% protection, it'll certainly keep. They reckon it'll save 700 lives, about 30,000 GP consultations will be prevented, and 2,000 hospital admissions, and that can't be bad.
That is very good. If you want to protect yourself against flu, and you're not in one of those groups, you can buy the flu jab from high street pharmacies, and also you can go and see your GP. Can you go to your GP and demand it, or do you have to be a subgroup?
GPs will only be offering this free on the NHS to those people who are most at risk. If you're in a group that isn't particularly at risk, you will have to do this privately if you want to and if there's enough vaccine available, and I think that's as it should be. One important thing to say is there's this constant myth that if you have a flu jab, it can give you the flu. It absolutely cannot. It's a virus which is an inactivated virus, so other than the children's nasal spray vaccine, which is a weaker but live virus, you can't get this from the jab, so you don't need to worry about becoming ill.
When should we do it, Doctor?
Stocks will be available in the first week of October, and that's when the campaign starts for real.
OK, now you're talking about flu, but we always talk to you about the difference between colds and flu. Now, there have been a spate of colds and that cough that everyone's been getting in the last couple of weeks. Funnily enough, I was saying the other day, just as we hit September, it started. Why?
Well, I suppose people are back at work, schools are back, and you get 30 children in a classroom, it's going to spread like wildfire. And there's no way round that. In a way, it's good because it's stimulating people's immune systems, and those immune systems are useful for preventing cancers and other things. So it does have a sort of parasitic and symbiotic effect on humans. And also, when it's cooler, people tend to be indoors more.
Yeah.
So they cough and they sneeze, and this spreads diseases, as you know. So we're more prone at this time of year.
How do we prevent it then?
I think the first thing you do is, if you're in the at-risk group, you have a flu jab. I think that's sensible. Secondly, remember that these viruses will live on hard surfaces for up to 24 hours. Door handles. It's estimated that you've come into contact indirectly with 50 different people's hands by the time you get to work in the morning, pressing the ticket machine buttons, holding onto the handles on the underground.
Oh, no.
You need to use
all of those.
Soap and water to wash your hands frequently, hand sanitisers. These are all important things. Also, if someone's coughing and sneezing, avoid them. Use tissues, bin them when you've used them. All these things help. And there is good evidence that echinacea, elderflower, zinc, garlic, these can help to boost your immune system.
You've come around over the years, haven't you?
No,
yes,
no.
you have, sir.
I look at the evidence, and the evidence has changed since I last spoke to you.
Okay, all right.
You also say it's kind of potluck as well, because some winters we might get half a dozen colds or flu.
Yeah.
And other winters without getting any.
Absolutely. Look, you can sit on a train or a bus next to somebody and not get their germs if they're looking the other way and coughing the other way. You can sit within 10 feet of somebody for a few seconds, and if that virus is in the atmosphere and it comes your way and gets into your nose or eyes, then you can come down with it if you haven't got an immunity.
Okay, when we come back, we're going to talk about feet, and that might mean gout or corns and toe jam. Maybe we'll talk about hair and baldness.
Is that a medical term, toe jam?
Well, what else are you going to call it? I don't know what to call it. It's horrible.
Fluff.
Yeah, it could be. We weren't going to talk about alcohol, but it all depends if we get time once we're through with feet.
Yeah.
We're back with the doctor in just a moment.
Come back and want me, I'm right where you left me late night, drowning in whiskey, yeah. Sunrise, then see the daylight vampires, hide till the midnight. How long have I been here? Anything we were, and anything we had, I know that it's said and done, but I keep holding on to anything we were, and anything we had. I know that it's said and done, said and done. If only I believed in ghosts, I know I'd ask you to hold my lost and lonely soul, my only soul, yeah. I'd never met you, but I can't regret you. God knows I tried to forget you. If only you'd come back, hide in the shadow phantom, appear at the window midnight, we'll meet at the crossroads. Everything we were, and anything we had, I know that it's said and done, said and done. If only I believed in ghosts, I know I'd ask you to hold my lost and lonely soul, my only soul. If only I believed in ghosts, I know I'd ask you to hold my lost and lonely soul, my only soul, my only soul, my only soul, my only. Come back and hold me, come back and hold me, come back, my only soul, come back, my only, come back and hold me, come back and hold me, come back, my only soul, come back, my only. If only I believed in ghosts, I know I'd ask you to.
Catchy Billy Lockett, my only soul.
If you want to contact Steve Wright in the afternoon, email steve.wright@bbc.co.uk, text 88291, or tweet at BBC Radio 2.
We're back with the Doctor in just a moment.
There's a spark of magic in your eye. Candyland appears each time you smile. Never thought that fairy tales came true, but they come true when I'm near you. You're a genie in disguise, all of wonder and surprise, and picture like Holly Wall. You're the one that I've been waiting for forever, and ever will my love for you keep growing strong, keep growing strong. If I could, I'd catch a falling star to shine on you so I'll know where you are. Order rainbows in your favorite shades to show I love you. Thinking of you, write your name across the sky. Anything you ask, I'll try. 'Cause picture like Holly Wall. You're the one that I've been waiting for forever, and ever will my love for you keep growing strong, keep growing strong. Picture like Holly Wall. You're the one that I've been waiting for forever, and ever will my love for you keep growing strong, keep growing strong.
We're back with Dr. Hilary Jones. Just before we speak about feet, I read this report about the benefits and the downsides of drinking alcohol. The downsides include obesity, heart disease, liver, high blood pressure, cancer. But what are the so-called upsides?
There's evidence that you live longer and a healthier life if you drink a little regularly than if you drink nothing at all, if you're a teetotal. So keeping within the recommended limits and enjoying a good quality drink now and again probably has no detrimental effects for your health measurably. However, if you drink over that amount, there's growing evidence that you're more at risk of all those things, quite apart from all the psychological symptoms. So keeping it in check, in moderation, is a really good idea. And most of us do drink far too much these days.
What is gout?
Gout is a condition which causes an acute and very painful arthritis of the small joints, particularly the joint at the base of the big toe, but can also affect the fingers, the wrists and the elbows. And the skin is red and hot and very, very tender, horribly painful to touch even.
Who gets it?
People whose uric acid level rises in the blood. So uric acid is a byproduct of protein, and when there's enough uric acid in the blood, it crystallizes out into the fluid inside the joints and causes this intense inflammation. If you've got it, you need to put some ice on it quickly, rest it, don't have anything touching the joint, take some anti-inflammatories like ibuprofen, and if it doesn't settle down in a day or two, or it comes back frequently through the year, then see a doctor for a preventative treatment.
Okay. I don't want to talk toe jam, so I'm going to ask you to ask that question, you know, what it is. And yeah, because I don't want to say
well,
it.
we mentioned this earlier, toe jam. I mean, presumably just bits of rubbish that get stuck in the toes.
We see this a lot of surgery when people ask us to examine their feet and they haven't washed.
Yeah.
So it's a collection of death cells sweat and
Is that
suck
right?
fluff. Yeah, that's what it is.
And is that what causes the smell?
Yes, that's sweat broken down by bacteria. And actually, the treatment for it is just wash your feet. Wash your feet.
Okay.
But presumably, if you don't and you leave it, it can be quite unhealthy.
The trouble for doctors is that once that room is contaminated by that odour, we can't use the room for the rest of the day.
I don't know how you do.
So how do you
certain
tell
aspects of
patients
your
that
job.
in a polite way?
Corns.
Your feet rub against shoes constantly, and there will be areas where there's more pressure more of the time. Your foot is like a tripod stool with 3 pressure areas underneath, and those areas will have hard skin. Now, at the side of the toes, you will develop hard skin, which becomes a corn. And a corn is a sort of yellowish area of very thickened skin. And in the centre of it, you can develop such a hard area of skin. It's like a pebble. You know, it's like walking on a pebble. And treatment is hugely beneficial and effective. So somebody expert with a sharp tool, like a scalpel, can just pare down the hard skin and leave your skin nice and soft and
Just cut it
gentle.
out, is what you're saying.
You basically cut it away because it's all dead skin. There's no blood supply. It's not going to bleed as long as you don't go too deep. And it's a very satisfying treatment.
Okay, I'm just going to move on now because I was going to talk toenails, but I'm starting to feel a bit queasy. So let's just...
toe jam.
Yeah. Hair and baldness. 40% of men have noticeable hair loss by age 35, 65% by age 60, and 80% by age 80. Hair loss in women affects roughly 50%. What are the treatments?
There's probably only 2 treatments which have shown any clinical evidence of efficacy. One is finasteride, which blocks the effect of testosterone on hair follicles in men with male pattern baldness. It's a private prescription only medication, and it can have some side effects which you need to ask the doctor about, but it does help to regrow some of the hair that's been lost in those areas like the crown and the temples. The other one is minoxidil, otherwise known as Regain. This was discovered by chance in kidney patients who were given it and found that their hair was regrowing. It's a lotion that you rub into the scalp. You've got to use it constantly, though. Most people will develop some regrowth, although not everybody. If you stop using it, you lose the hair again. So,
oh, really?
Yes. So there's no permanent cure. What's important these days, if someone's really bothered psychologically about their hair loss, then it's worth looking at some of the surgical treatments, because hair transplants these days are very good. So you take a strip of hair from the hair that's usually unaffected by testosterone at the back of the head, and you transpose those hair follicles into the areas of baldness, and within a few months, having lost that hair, that'll regrow and give you quite a nice appearance.
We should say see a GP if you have sudden hair loss or you develop bald patches, you're losing hair in clumps, your head also itches and burns, you're worried about hair loss.
Yeah, because there you're talking about maybe an underactive thyroid, iron deficiency, all of which are common, but also fungal elements, alopecia areata, which is an autoimmune disease. There are other things, so it's falling out in patches. That's quite different to diffuse hair loss.
Okay, you okay on all that?
Fine with all that, yeah, thank you.
Dr. Hilary Jones will be back certainly before Christmas, old friend. Here he is. Dr. Hilary Jones, that's him. Thanks, Doctor. Pleasure.
Life makes me mad and time makes me sad, but you make me happy. You let me grieve when I don't achieve, and you make me happy. Out of the two of us, you're first past the post. When it comes to love, you always love the most. With every day, I've reason to say that you make me happy. It's no big deal, this way that I feel.
Yes, and you make me happy. Brilliant.
Hi, this is Jeremy Vine. Bacon and eggs walk into a bar. The barman says, "Sorry, we don't serve breakfast." Is that the funniest thing I've ever said? Call me. I think it is.
All right, 5 to 4. Here's Bobby.
Steve, thank you. M8 eastbound between 5 and 4A, just near to Hart Hill Services. There was an accident. It's on the hard shoulder, however. Kept a lane closed for safety, so still a little bit slow. The M62 eastbound 19 to 20, which is Hayward to Rochdale. Broken down vehicle there. One lane is shut. The M6Q southbound still a little bit slow in patches 22 to 21A. So just through to the M62. A little bit of a break, and then it slows again at 20 for Lim, down through 19 for Knutsford. Once you get past the services, just round the corner there, it starts to get just a little bit better. The M6 also heading south 10 to 9 down to Wednesbury. There was an accident earlier. All lanes now, though, are open. So that's flowing just a little bit better. Problems for the M1. Now, northbound, first of all, up from the M25, 6A to 8 at Hemel Hempstead, there was a breakdown. That's off onto the side of the route, but it still means that one lane shut. Also, M1 northbound, 8 to 9, following the earlier accident at Redbourne. There's one lane closed there for safety while they recover the vehicle, so still slow on that stretch. M25, first of all, clockwise, busy now, 13 staying, 60 for the M40. Anti-clockwise, it's heavy from 13 to 11 at Chertsey, but the big queue into the Dartford tunnels. Now, they've had to close one of the tunnels because of flooding, so that leaves only one. The queues are back towards 4 at Orpington, taking at least 90 minutes to get through. And of course, if you're on the A2 or surrounding routes trying to get onto that route, it is extremely slow. A249 Detley Hill northbound open, M5 southbound still 24 to 25, closed down to Taunton, queues from Bridgewater North. Back with another one, half an hour.
Thank you. Tonight at 9, French singer Vincent Niclot presents a new series celebrating talented artists who are beloved in France and around the world. In the first episode tonight, Vincent talks to British-born actress and singer Jane Birkin, who discusses the early part of her film career, her relationship with Serge Gainsbourg, and becoming a mother for the first time.
Love was all we could do. We were young and we knew in our eyes were alive. Deep inside we knew our love was true. For a while we paid no mind to the past. We knew love would last every night. Something right would invite us to begin the day. Something happened along the way. What used to be happy was sad. Something happened along the way, and yesterday was all we had. And oh, after the love was gone, how could you leave me on and not let me stay around? While to love each other with all we would ever need. Love was strong for so long. Never knew that what was wrong, oh baby, wasn't right. We tried to find what we had. Tears, sadness was all we shared. We were scared this affair would lead our love into. Something happened along the way. Yesterday was all we had. Something happened along the way. Used to be happy and sad. Something happened along the way. Yesterday was all.
Oh, what a song after the Lovers Gone, Earth, Wind and Fire. In the showbiz cuts, Michael Caine, Ray Winston, Jim Broadbent, King of Thieves. There's Tim, there's Janie, there's Bobby, there's Claire, there's Shabnam, social media factoids, all on the big show. Oh, and Maggie Pocock, Matthew Good. BBC Radio 2 online on digital radio and on 88 to 91 FM.
BBC News at 4 o'clock. This is Claire Runacres. 2 men have appeared on the state-owned Russian broadcaster RT to deny they carried out the Salisbury nerve agent attack. The pair identify themselves as Alexander Petrov and Ruslan Bashirov, who the UK government is accused of targeting Sergei and Yulia Skripal with Novichok. The men claim they travelled to Salisbury to visit the city's cathedral and describe themselves as the victims of a fantastical coincidence. The former British ambassador to Moscow, Sir Andrew Wood, said their claims were absurd.
It's disgraceful the president of a major country should be sponsoring such a farce. It's perfectly obvious these people went to Salisbury, went there twice. An oddity is that they should know that the spire is 123 metres high, which is obviously something taken from a guidebook. I don't believe they went to Salisbury to look at the cathedral at all.
The Brexit Secretary Dominic Raab has told the BBC the Cabinet has agreed a plan for government in the event Britain leaves the EU without agreement. He was speaking after 3 hours of talks between ministers at Downing Street. Mr Raab said it was right to be prepared.
In the event of a no-deal scenario, which is not what we want, we would face short-term risks and short-term disruption. But what we need to have in place, and what I think people expect us to have in place, is a set of plans and proposals and the readiness amongst our institutional capacity, the staff in government, to manage those risks, avoid them where possible, or mitigate them. And that's what we're confident now we've got.
Earlier, the latest set of official papers on what to expect if there's no deal were released. They contain advice that drivers will need international licences if they're heading to the continent, and free roaming will not be guaranteed for mobile phone users, with data usage charges to be capped at £45 per month. 2 people have died and 2 more were seriously injured in an accident on the M5 in Somerset. A lorry collided with a number of cars on the southbound carriageway near Taunton. Inspector Fraser Davey of Avon and Somerset Police said it could take some time to get back to normal.
Obviously, an investigation of this nature takes some time, and I'd like to apologise to those caught up in the tailback and thank them for their patience and understanding, and for those in the surrounding communities, because I know a motorway closure like this causes an amount of disruption in the local community.
The Home Office has rejected calls for protester buffer zones to be introduced outside abortion clinics in England and Wales. The Home Secretary Sajid Javid said a review had concluded it wasn't a proportional response. Labour have condemned the decision as a shocking failure to protect women. Eurostar staff based at London St Pancras Station and Eurostar train managers will go on strike for 48 hours starting on the 30th of September. The RMT union claims service failures and breakdowns have resulted in shocking and dangerous working conditions. Eurostar said it ran a normal service during previous industrial action. And that's the BBC News at 4:03. Our next at 5.
Yeah, thanks, Claire. Sport now, Shabnam Yunus-Jewel.
Thank you, Steve. Surrey have won cricket's county championship for the first time since 2002 after beating Worcestershire by 3 wickets. They remain on course to finish the season unbeaten. Meanwhile, former England captain Paul Collingwood says it's the right time to end his cricket career. The Durham skipper will retire at the end of the season, 22 years after his first-class debut. Tottenham manager Mauricio Pochettino has confirmed that goalkeeper Hugo Lloris will remain as club captain despite his conviction for drink driving this week. Gennady Golovkin says Saturday's rematch with Saul Canelo Alvarez is 100% the biggest fight of his career. Their first bout ended in a controversial draw, and a May rematch was postponed after Alvarez failed 2 drugs tests. And Dan Evans' first Davis Cup opponent since his return from a year-long ban will be world number 60 Denis Istomin. He'll kick off Great Britain's tie against Uzbekistan in Glasgow tomorrow.
Thank you.
talk on the street, it sounds so familiar. Great expectations, everybody's watching you. People you meet, they all seem to know you. Even your old friends treat you like you're something new. Johnny come lately, the new kid in town. Everybody loves you, so don't let them down. You look in her eyes, the music begins to play. Hopeless romantics, here we go again. But after a while, you're looking the other way. It's those restless hearts that never mend. Johnny come lately, the new kid in town. Will she still love you when you're not There's so many things you should have told her, but night after night you're willing to hold her, just hold her, tears on your shoulder. There's talk on the street, it's there to remind you. Doesn't really matter which side you're on. You're walking away and they're talking behind you. They will never forget you till somebody new comes along. Where you've been lately, there's a new kid in town. Everybody loves him, don't they? And he's holding her, and you're still around. Oh, there's a new kid in town. Just another new kid in Everybody's talking about
The new kid in town, Eagles. New kid in town.
Everybody's walking like the new.
In some showbiz stories today, a British teenager has made it through to the final of America's Got Talent. Courtney Hadwin is 14 years old and from County Durham. She performed a cover of Born to be Wild by Steppenwolf in the semi-final, and Simon called it a bundle of excitement. Our very good friend Steve Lamack is celebrating 25 years of working for the BBC, and to mark it, he's come up with a list of 25 favourite songs, one from each year he's been here. Lamo's list includes tracks by The Verve, PJ Harvey, Catfish and the Bottlemen, and White Stripes. Check 6 Music socials for all of them. I love Steve, he's great. See him every other day, around and about, same building. Hashtag Roald Dahl Day 2018 is trending on Twitter. Scott tweets, "It really is great to see the legacy of Roald Dahl's literary work still living on today." Hashtag Roald Dahl Day 2018. Laura tweets, 20 years ago I fell in love with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It helped me escape and introduced me to a world of dreams and wonder. Roald Dahl got me through my childhood, and I'm grateful I get to pass that magic on to my own children. And Mark tweets, "This was us earlier on Radio 2 discussing Roald Dahl, and said his famous books included Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. No, that was Ian Fleming. Correct. The film was co-written by Roald." The DC Universe is trending on Google because of talk that Michael B. Jordan may play Superman and that John Hamm wishes to play Batman. And it was the premiere of King of Thieves in London, which is based on the true story of the famous Hatton Garden burglary in 2015. Jim Broadbent's in it, and he reckons we'll love the movie.
It's a great story, isn't it? It appeals to everyone, like good old British villains getting it together. I mean, rather clueless, so there's a comedy element about it because they didn't get it quite right. And they got caught, so it's fair enough. But there's something very curious and interesting about the whole story that is delightful.
And Ray Winston, of course, is also in it, and he actually knows the character he's playing, Danny Jones, because they went to school together.
When we were young boys, yeah. Danny is a good friend of mine, actually. Very charismatic boy, always has been. And I went to see him before we made the movie. Not because I needed to know too much about him, I knew that, but just really out of respect. I'm going to play him in the film. See how he felt about that, and he was all right, it was cool. He was a bit gutted it weren't Brad Pitt.
And Michael Caine, of course, plays the ringleader of the Colonels, Brian Reed, although some weren't happy with his casting.
We tried to talk to my character, and we weren't allowed. The police wouldn't allow us to do it. And so the writer, he went and talked to the daughter to at least get some information. She said to him, "Who's playing my father in the film?" She said, "Michael Caine." She said, "He's too common." And the reason for that was because I'm obviously a Cockney, and her father was a Cockney as well, but he'd married a woman from Dulwich and he lived in Blackheath. So I think he smartened his accent up a bit, and she didn't quite realise.
Michael Caine, of course.
Some of the work gets kinda hard, and this ain't no place to be if you plan on being a star. Let me tell you, it's always cool, and the boss don't mind sometimes if you act the fool at the car wash. Whoa, 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 talking about the car wash, yeah. Come on, y'all, and sing it for me. Car wash. Woo, woo, woo. Car wash, yeah. Well, those cars never seem to stop coming. Work and work. Keep those bags and machines humming. Work and work. My fingers to the bone. Work. If I can't wait till it's time.
the sound of the tone? Beep. We are precisely 24 hours away from Serious Jockin'.
Serious Jockin'. No G.
Serious Jockin'. No G.
Let's do a bit of Serious Jockin'.
Tomorrow, 4:15.
Serious Jockin'.
Here we are returning for some more factoids. Janie Lee Grace.
Owls' ears are placed asymmetrically and they're different sizes, and this allows them to receive sounds at different times and pinpoint the exact location of the sound.
I like an owl, don't you?
So do I. Love an owl. They're really, really freaky, though.
Well, I think they're a bit zen-like. I mean, they're very calm, aren't they?
Well, they are, unless you make one of those sounds that we've just been talking about, and then they whiz their complete head round. It's the weirdest thing.
It is the weirdest thing. But they're okay, owls. They're not vicious in any way, are they?
I don't think so, not unless you do something nasty to them.
No, I don't think they're
Well, they're not vicious towards us, but to small mammals, yeah, because they hunt voles and field mice, things like that.
You got any owls where you live?
No, but I once saw one late at night in York when I was a student. I was at some traffic lights on a bike, and I swear this is true. I looked up into a tree and there was an owl there, and they are freaky because they can turn their heads virtually 180 degrees around to the back.
Like they're in The Exorcist.
Yes, without projectile vomit coming out of their mouths.
Oh, you just had to add that, didn't you?
Sorry.
Go on, what you got?
You know the White House in Washington, D.C.?
Yes, I do.
It's got 132 rooms. That includes 35 bathrooms and 6 different levels. And as far as recreational facilities are concerned, it's got a tennis court, a jogging track, a swimming pool, a cinema and a bowling alley.
I was down Washington Way with my son about a year or so ago because my daughter was at university nearby. And we went to the White House. We had a look outside. We didn't fix up to go in. But just down the road is a place where you can go in and you can be in the room where the president sits, the Oval Office or whatever it's called. And it's a mock-up of it, and you can sit there and be the president.
Did you sit there, issue forth some fake news or not?
Did you do any tweets?
Oh, no, we're not the real president. Modern brunch started in 1895 because it was seen as a post-hangover meal, brunch. And now here's Janie.
You know that David Jason?
Yeah, I know.
Well, when he was at school, he won lots of awards for his gymnastic skills.
Oh, lovely jubbly.
Factoids. The Mercury Prize winner.
Skepta.
Benjamin Clementine.
Zampa.
One of the most prestigious awards in music has materialised for another year.
I feel like a winner just because my music is considered.
I'll be exploring the 12 shortlisted albums through the minds of their creators.
When you record something fast, you really capture how you felt.
You can hear live performances and exclusive interviews from the ceremony before we finally reveal the album of the year.
Thank you guys so much.
Be the first to find out who will win this year's Mercury Music Prize. With me, Tom Ravenscroft.
The Mercury Prize.
Thursday night from 7 on BBC Radio 6 Music.
Talking to this guy next.
He's a rich man. A powerful one of our families, anything to go by.
Who is?
The academic I overheard outside the Bodleian. She's a direct descendant of Bridget Bishop, the first woman to be executed at the Salem witch trial.
That's Matthew Good.
Stray bullet in a mama cries. Her baby won't be coming home tonight. Sirens screaming down the avenue. Just another story on the evening news. Politics and prejudice. How the hell did it ever come to this? When everybody's gotta pick a side. It don't matter if you're wrong or right, no. And so it goes. But I hold on to hope and I won't let go. 'Cause I believe you and me are sisters and brothers. And I believe we're made to be here for each other. And we'll never fall if we walk hand in
Good is with us today, and it's a return visit. Last time I think we were talking about wine. We talk about all kinds of stuff with Matthew Good. We're going to talk about a discovery of witches. Matthew Good is an actor and star of both TV and Hollywood, including The Crown, Downton Abbey, Matchpoint, Brideshead Revisited, A Single Man and The Imitation Game, etc., etc. Now you can see, as I say, Matthew starring in this new Sky drama series, A Discovery of Witches. It starts tomorrow night at 9 p.m. on Sky One and on Now TV. The series is adapted. Well, I'll let you say all this bit.
No, I quite like you doing it. It's
well,
good.
All right, I'll do it for you if you like. I'm doing quite well, aren't I?
You're doing really well.
The series is adapted from Deborah Harkness' best-selling trilogy of novels and is a modern-day love story set in a world where witches, vampires and demons secretly live and work alongside humans, hidden in plain sight. And we see the opening sequence, which we've seen, so we're not giving too much away here,
No, you're not.
in Oxford. And there seems to be somebody rowing below a bridge.
That's Teresa Palmer, the Australian actress, playing an American. Learnt to row for the film, because actually it's very easy to capsize in those.
Oh, really?
So she did brilliantly, and particularly when there's an enormous boat, which she didn't realise, which was coming up the other way.
I didn't even see a close-up of her. She didn't even bother.
Yeah. There's other bits.
Oh, is there?
That's just the opening.
Didn't need to do that. What's the matter with you? Get somebody else to do that.
Oh, we hate method actors, God.
So now you're a vampire, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm a vampire.
But you haven't got the teeth or anything.
No, well, this is the thing. One of the things that's nice about the novel that Deb wrote is the fact that all those sort of mythologies that we've seen before, she sort of turns on their head.
Right.
So we don't have fangs, and actually we're very, very tidy eaters. And actually at the beginning of this, most of us are surviving on eating rabbits, and my speciality is deer.
Okay.
But you're also an enigmatic professor, it says.
Oh, suspend your disbelief. Yes. He is. Well, he's been a lot of things, because obviously they've been around for millennia, and about 1,000 years ago, they were starting to dwindle. Obviously, humans knew about the demons and the vampires and witches, and so during the Crusades, they decided to create a congregation, which is 3 people from each, and they decided to try and hide themselves so that they could sustain their species, because they were starting to die out a bit.
Okay, now in the show, you and your co-star are looking for a manuscript.
Yes, the whole thing opens with Teresa's character, Diana Bishop. She's a professor at Oxford, and she's walking towards work, and she falls over, and all her papers go askew, and then suddenly there's magic inside her, which is when we realise that it's a fantasy thing. And she then goes into the Bodleian Library, and she takes out a certain book, and it reverberates. It has a massive effect because it's an enchanted book, and it turns out it's the Book of Life.
So your character, what's he like? What's his personality like?
He is very chiselled, again, suspend your disbelief, and charming as hell. And but witches hate vampires and vice versa, and so when this witch, he has to use her to try to get towards the Book of Life, which he needs, and he strangely starts to fall in love with her. And
So they're not friends initially, then?
No, they're very wary of each other. Because of the history, which you'll find out in episode 1, between those creatures.
You've had some great work over the past few years.
Thank you, Steve.
Well,
Here's
really,
50 quid.
The Crown. I mean, the great thing about that show is that you were instantly recognisable.
Yes, without being dead ringers.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean? Claire as the Queen. I mean, Olivia's got very tough shoes to fill, and I'm sure she'll be brilliant. But Claire was it was an iconic performance. It really was.
Here's something I've been asked not to mention because we need to focus on A Discovery of Witches.
Why is he not wearing trousers?
No. But I'm going to mention it anyway.
Yes.
Is the Downton movie going to happen?
It's happening. Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, when?
I don't actually know. I'm always out of the loop on these sorts of things.
But you're in it? Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yes. Oh, no.
Maybe. Do a maybe as well.
And a maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We're unsure.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned it.
Yeah. Are you doing any more wine stuff?
Yeah, we're hoping to, because obviously that's the real job. That's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
But Matthew Rhys is now, he's Emmy nominated this year for The Americans, and I'm hoping he's going to win. It was difficult getting him to do the second season because he was filming with Spielberg, and now he's off working with Tom Hanks again. So he's difficult to tie down, but he's one of the good guys.
It's always good to see you, and that looks like a really interesting series. And was there a lot of people filming there? I mean, you didn't see Lewis or other people filming their TVs?
No, not in Oxford. There was other stuff going on. There's obviously Doctor Who going on down in Cardiff.
Oh, Cardiff, of course. Yeah,
I bump into Bradley Walsh occasionally, just tuning up on the first tea at Celtic Manor. Yeah, he was. We were both staying at Celtic Manor. So I was like, "Morning, Brad. You working hard, are you?" Oh, yeah.
That's great. He's brilliant. You can see Matthew in A Discovery of Witches. It starts tomorrow at 9 p.m. on Sky One and also available on Now TV. See you next time, Matthew. Good, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Love takes on new meaning. If you were here, you would know what I mean to say. But circumstance leaves me only waiting for the chance. I only want to love you more, more. Can't you understand it? Girl, you know how much I care. It's not the way I planned it, no. If you could only know my feelings, you would know how much I do believe. If you were here tonight, by my side, if you were with me now, when the lights go out, I cannot pretend. This bed's too big, oh, for me to be in alone, all alone. Can't you understand it? Girl, you know how much I care. It's not the way I planned it. No, 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 no. If you could only know my feelings, you would know how much I do believe. If you were here tonight, all night, by my side. Big show. If you were with me now.
Here we are in the United Kingdom at Radio 2. It's 4:29. And there's Alex O'Neill, If You Were Here Tonight. Can you do a shout out for Richard, Will, Jacob and Fred who are driving home after a brilliant holiday in Cornwall? Thanks to everyone for the best family holiday and the laughter. That's from Sue. Thanks for always giving us a great show, Steve. This says, give me a shout out, making my way from Milton Keynes to Coventry. Regards, Dave. All right, Dave? Just finished running a forklift course at Canfield Uni. Oh, we're going to talk to one of our favourite people next half hour, Maggie Aldrin Pocock. From the sky at night. Talking about the moon. 4:30, but first here's Bobby.
Thank you, Steve. A little bit windy in Scotland. The Dornoch and the Keswick bridges all open, but they do have high wind warnings. And the Tay Road Bridge, they've got a speed restriction of 30 miles an hour because it's too windy. A19, we've got it blocked both ways. There's an accident which is between the Doncaster Road and the Tilts Hill Lane, so closed both ways there. M62 eastbound, lorry broke down 19 to 20 at Rochdale. That's still there. One lane is shut. M1 northbound breakdowns 34 to 35 up towards Thorpe Hesley. There's one lane shut. And to the M6, we've still got slow traffic from 21A down through 19 for Knutsford. It's heavy in patches. It's not a solid queue following earlier problems. And the M6 heading south 10 to 9. There was an accident down towards Wednesbury. It's clear now, but it's still heavy. M1 northbound. First of all, there was a breakdown between 6A and 8, which left queues. That's gone though. And then the M1 heading northbound between 8 and 9 up to Redbourne. That earlier accident being recovered, so you've still got one lane shut there. M12 A25, normal congestion clockwise between 13 staying, 16 for the M40. Back the other way, anti-clockwise, kind of 14. It starts to get heavy at Heathrow, and then around to 11. The closer you get to Chertsey, the slower it gets. Problems still for the Dartford Tunnel. Anti-clockwise, it's past Junction 4 for Orpington. One of the tunnels is closed. It's the higher tunnel that's closed, and that's because of flooding. So just be aware that the smaller tunnel is open, but it's only 4.8 metres high. And then if you're heading onto the M4 westbound, 8-9 Maidenhead to 10 at Bracknell, there was an accident. It's cleared out of the way now, but it's still very heavy. Also, the M3 heading south, there's a breakdown between 2 and 3 down towards Bagshot. We've got one lane shut. And finally, the M5 southbound, still closed. 24 to 25, Bridgewater to Taunton, with queues back to 22 at Burnham-on-Sea. Back with another one for you, 25 minutes.
I hear you.
The Big Show, 2 till 5, Radio 2.
Steve Wright in the afternoon on BBC Radio 2.
She said she too young, don't want no man, so she gon' call her friends, now that's a plan. I just ordered sushi from Japan. Now yo, just wanna kick it, Jackie Chan.
Drop top, how we rollin' down on Collins South Beach. Yeah, look like Kelly rollin', this might be my destiny. Yeah. She want me to eat it, I guess dinner's on me. I got you, know I got the sauce like a recipe. She just wanna do it for the grand. She just want this money in my hand. I'ma give it to her when she dance, dance, dance. Ay, she gon' catch a Uber out the Calabasas.
She said she too young, don't want no man, so she gon' call her friends, now that's a plan. I just ordered sushi from Japan. Now yo, just wanna kick it, Jackie Chan. She said she too young, don't want no man, so she gon' call her friends, now that's a plan. I just ordered sushi from Japan. Now yo, just wanna kick it, Jackie Chan. Now yo, just wanna kick it, Jackie Chan.
I think you got the wrong impression about me back. Just cause they heard what hood I'm from, they think I'm crazy. Okay, well maybe just a little crazy. Just a little. Cause I admit I'm crazy about that lady, yeah. Finger to the world, it's you pay me. I've been slaving, done the cause I'm running out of patience. No more waiting, no. Bouncing like a yo-yo. Living life on fast forward, but we slow-mo, yeah.
She said she too young, don't want no man, so she gon' call her friends, now that's a plan. I just ordered sushi from Japan. Now yo, just wanna kick it, Jackie Chan. She said she too young, don't want no man, so she gon' call her friends, now that's a plan. I just ordered sushi from Japan. Now yo, just wanna kick it, Jackie Chan. Yo, just wanna kick it, Jackie Chan. I can't wait for the show. Got that good, yeah, I know. You should not be alone. All this drink got me Car got me right, and I feel
Tiesto, Jackie Chan, Post Malone. I love it. 25 to 5.
Just wanna stay out late. She just wanna know why. Can't tell her nothing, no, can't tell her nothing, no.
Now tomorrow morning, Chris is live from Paul Weller's Black Barn Studios in Surrey. Yeah, Paul will be playing music from his new album and some classic tracks with his band, and he's joined by actors Ray Winston, also Charlotte Riley and Donald Gleason. I love it. Erin Pocock, MBE, is with us, and we love talking to Maggie. Here she is, look. You'll know her from the Sky at Night and her books and all her TV work. Dr. Maggie, back with us again. She's a space scientist and broadcaster who you'll know from hosting the Sky at Night, as I say. Now, Maggie's published her first Sky at Night book. Because you've done so many other books, I'm thinking your first Sky at Night book. Is that right?
That is, yeah. This is my first Sky at Night book.
But you've done loads of others.
I've done some others, yes.
Yeah. So this is the Sky at Night book, everybody.
Born from the sky at
It
night.
is, yes.
Yeah.
It's because it's all about the moon, our closest neighbour, but yeah, it's still out there.
And the moon is in the sky at night, is it? And also in the day at night.
Actually, true. And people don't realise that. You can see the moon during the day.
No, the moon is much more than we would ever know, really. I mean, it affects the tides, it affects virtually everything that we see and do. In some way is affected by the moon. Are we right?
Oh, that's so true. I mean, life itself, we think, is due to the moon. Actually, the movement of the tides, we try to recreate life on Earth and see where it came from. And it seems that it's the movement of the tides in and out of rock pools, like from the sun and the evaporation of the water, can actually create RNA that way. And RNA is the precursor to DNA, which is what we're all made of. So I think we owe our lives to the moon. But I would say that.
When did we first go to the moon? That was the Apollo missions, but they've written about the moon, authors and what have you, for centuries, haven't they?
Oh, yeah. And the moon has fascinated us since way back. In fact, one of the things I explore is when did we first start looking up at the moon?
Yeah.
And it goes back to sort of cave paintings. In Aberdeenshire, there are pits which have been dug out which map the phases of the moon. And it's thousands of years old. One of the first things...
It's fairly accurate or not?
It is fairly accurate, and it takes into account the sun as well. But people wanted to measure time, and the moon was a great way of measuring time. And so you go back to sort of the ancient Egyptians, you go back to sort of the Mesopotamians. Everybody looked up at the moon and tried to work out what it was doing and why it moved that way.
When we talked to you about space, I think last time we spoke to you about Mars, and you were talking about exciting missions to Mars and what have you. And then I'm reading about missions to the moon. Is there any point in us going back to the moon? If there is, why?
I think there's definitely a point in going back to the moon. Next year, we celebrate 50 years since the moon landings. And we've had a love affair with the moon. We were all over the moon. Oh, the moon is so wonderful. We all thought we'd be living on moon bases by now. But by the time of the last moon landings, which I think was 72, people just weren't really interested anymore. But now we realise that the moon has so much to offer. We can mine it, we can utilise it. Great space tourism. I mean, I'd love to go on holiday on the moon. But we can also...
Not a lot of atmosphere.
Literally.
Yeah. That's it. I'm sorry about that.
Just let that one go, mate. Just let it pass.
Go, yeah.
What's up there to be mined then? What can we get from the moon?
Well, that's quite interesting. One of the things that as scientists we're really fired up about is fusion. And that's what happens in stars. That's why stars burn brightly, because it takes sort of atoms and it fuses them together. Using Einstein's equation, E equals mc squared. For a tiny amount of mass, you get huge amounts of energy. So it would solve the energy crisis here on Earth.
But isn't there a danger, though, just before you carry on? I mean, everyone's talking about how we're doing all sorts of damage to our planet. I mean, we're not going to start over-mining another one.
Well, quite. And I think there's lessons to be learnt here on Earth before we actually consider going to the moon. We need to make it cost-effective, and we need to know that we nurture the moon, we look after the moon, learn the lessons from the mistakes we've made here on Earth. But there's something called helium-3, and that is the ideal fusion fuel. And it's quite hard to find it here on Earth, but it's quite abundant on the moon. So going to the moon and mining that and bringing it back to Earth. And that's one of the things we explore as well, the ethical dimension. Because in the future, as resources get diminished here on Earth, I think something like the moon and asteroids and other things will want to go there. But how do we do it ethically? How do we do it so we nurture these? The moon's beautiful. We could put solar panels on the moon and beam the energy back to Earth. But how would the moon look? There's lots of questions to be asked, and things we're getting to the stage where we're asking those questions and working out how we should do this in the future.
I got more questions myself. Stay there, Maggie. We're going to come back in just a moment.
We're not in love anymore. I keep forgetting things will never be the same again. I keep forgetting how you made that so clear. I keep forgetting, Lord. Every time you're near, every time I see your smile, hear your hello saying you can only stay a while. And I know that it's hard for you to say the things we both know are true.
Maggie's on the show. We'll go back to Maggie in just a second. 17 to 5. Michael McDonald, I keep forgetting. That's with no G, by the way. Now, the lineup tonight includes Susie Perry and OJ Borge, sitting in for Joe and Simon, joined by actress Joanna Scanlon. Bob Harris Country at 8. Bob has all the news and winners from last night's Americana Awards held in Nashville. Plus, he looks back to 2003 with a classic session from Gillian Welch. Carte Blanche, Jane Birkin with Vincent Niclot. That's at 9. Sarah Cox, lead guitarist of the Strokes, Albert Hammond Jr. with Sarah to talk about his new album. Will Young sits in for OJ. That's at midnight. And then it's Huey.
Of everything. Now I'm acting like exception, no crime to forgive. Some between them then and now. Never really knowing the why and how. People break down. People move on. People can't people stay strong. People give in. People stay strong. People get happy. People get lost. People cave inwards. Trust. There is no theory of everything. Now I'm acting like exception, no crime to forgive. Torn between now and now. Never really knowing the why and how. Whoa. People break down. People move on. People can't cope. People stay strong. People give in. People stay strong. Break down. Move on. Stay. There is no theory of everything. Now I'm acting like exception, no crime to forgive. Torn between now and now. Never really knowing the why and how. Whoa. Whoa. People break down. People move on. People can't cope. People stay strong. People give in. People stay strong.
Dr. Maggie Adrian Pocock is back with us now. And she's from the Sky at Night, as you know, discussing her book about the moon. What would happen to Earth if there was no moon? I mean, what could happen to the moon that would mean bad news for Earth?
The moon has been our companion for billions of years. But interestingly enough, the moon is actually slowly moving away from us. We can actually measure this. Telescopes here on Earth that send laser beams up to the moon, retroreflectors left by the lunar astronauts send those beams back. We can see that the moon is moving slowly away from us, about the same rate our fingernails grow. Not much. It has moved. So I'm talking about, it's a general progression. But if you go back billions of years, the moon was much closer to Earth. And the Earth-Moon system, because it's like a binary system, that sets how long a day is on Earth.
Yeah.
So in the past, an Earth day was much, much shorter. If you go back billions of years, Earth day was sort of less than 10 hours. And as the moon moves slowly away from us, the days will get longer and longer. So 24 isn't fixed. It will actually get longer and longer and longer.
I didn't know that.
If you get a ball and you spin it on your finger, when it's going fast, it's nice and stable.
Yeah.
As it slows down, though, it starts to wobble.
Oh, yeah.
And as the moon moves away from us, the Earth will slow down and it could start to wobble.
Yeah, well, we've got a few million years, right?
We have nothing to be worried about.
All right, now let's imagine that we wanted to colonise the moon. I mean, you cover some of that in the book. What would be the point? How would we do it? What would the buildings look like? How would we get there and back? Time frames and all of that.
In the past, we thought, we'd be living on the moon by now, and it hasn't quite happened.
No.
What would a moon colony look like?
Yeah.
Well, I think what we're trying to do is utilise the regolith, the moon soil, to actually build any constructions we do. But of course, the moon, as you said, has no atmosphere.
Yeah.
And so you need a habitat which will sort of enclose sort of a breathing space.
Yeah, like an igloo type of thing, right?
Yes. And so you can build that out of the lunar regolith. And one idea is actually to send robots that will actually build this for us. So we program the robots, they go to the moon, they process the soil, and they start building lunar habitation.
Yeah.
But one of the exciting things and recent developments is we've discovered water on the moon.
I heard about that.
Yeah, it was because we brought moon rocks back and we analysed them and they just looked really dry.
But it's way deep, isn't it?
At the poles, there were things called sort of coal traps, and these never see daylight. And so anything that's passing by the moon or that lands on the moon gets trapped in these coal traps. And there is lots and lots of water there. And water is hydrogen and oxygen. Oxygen to breathe, hydrogen for fuel.
That means life.
Well,
That means life.
that's a bit of a leap.
Lunar life, Maggie. Is that possible?
The moon is an extreme environment. On the daylight side of the moon, you can get up to sort of 200 degrees. On the night side of the moon, where the sun isn't hitting, minus 100. So extremes of temperature. There are not many creatures on Earth that could survive that. Lack of liquid water. We think we need liquid water for life. And so most of the water on the moon would be frozen because there's no atmosphere to contain it.
Let's imagine that all this comes to fruition, this Elon Musk stuff and Richard Branson and all the other space travel schemes and what have you. Do you think that we will be within how many years travelling to and from the moon, having a holiday on the moon?
I'd like to say in the next 20 years, because I want to go myself.
Yeah.
But I think probably in the next 50 years. And I think we'll also use the moon as a stepping stone to the rest of the solar system, because it's so much easier to take off from the moon because it's got less gravity. And so if we start with a lunar base, then I think people might want to live on the moon, and we'll have a sort of a colony there, and then we will use it as a launch pad for the rest of the solar system.
It's kind of like the Gatwick Airport of space, isn't it?
With more parking places.
All right, listen, Maggie, thank you so much. Maggie's new book, The Book of the Moon, is out right now. Maggie Adderin-Pocock's new book, and has got us going here, so can't go wrong with that, really. And Sky at Night, I know, was on Sunday, and it's on the iPlayer right now. That's the one you did, Asteroids, and yeah, it's a little bit scary. Thank you, Maggie. It's Maggie, everybody. Thank you.
She's overboard, self
We say tune. Nirvana, Smells Like Teen Spirit. News from the net before we go. HuffingtonPost.co.uk says Love Island's Amber Davis lands Dolly Parton musical role alongside Louise Redknapp. And Guardian.com says, check this out, David Hockney's pool painting set to sell for a record amount for a living artist. The painting is estimated to sell for around $80 million. That's a bit of a result. Now we've got 5 to 5. And it's Bobby Pryor.
Steve, thank you. M62 on the eastbound side, 18 to 19. There's been an accident between the M66 at Simister Island and Haywood. And then beyond that, we've still got the breakdown. And the breakdown is on the M62 on the eastbound route between 19 and 20 to Rochdale. That is still there. So one lane is still shut. The M6 on the northbound side, 5 to 6 up towards Spaghetti Junction. We've got one lane shut with an accident. M42 northbound, 5 to 6 up towards Birmingham Airport from Coventry. Towards Coventry, from Solihull. 2 lanes are closed there. The queues back to 3A's, top of the M40. So if you're heading on the M40 onto the M42 to head northbound, that's going to affect you. So it's just getting congested on that junction. That's a really long slip road and that's already absolutely solid. Big problems for the Dartford Tunnel. Now, one of the tunnels is closed. It's the taller tunnel. So the one that's open is only 4.8 metres high. Now, the queues on the M25 back past 4 for Orpington. But if you've got one of those larger vehicles, you can't go through the Blackwall Tunnel. Tower Bridge is the nearest diversion route. And just to tell you, we've just had a look, extremely busy if you're north side of the river of Tower Bridge towards Tower Hill, with extra lorries having to use that route. Finally, M5 southbound, 24 to 23, Bridgewater North from Bridgewater South, still shut following that earlier accident. 24 to 25 at Taunton. Queues are back to Bridgewater North. Back with another one for you, half an hour.
Thank you to Bobster.
Steve Wright in the afternoon.
I say I'm too late. Got nothing in my brain. That's what people say. That's what people say. I go on too many dates, but I can't make them stay. At least that's what people say. That's what people say.
Taylor Swift.
BBC Radio 2.
Susie and OJ to follow with us tomorrow. A little more from Macca, a little bit about the movies and TV for the weekend. There's Fringe Award-winning comedian Adam Rowe and Serious Jockin at 4:15. Good evening.